Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK Journey video. This is probably the happiest I've ever been about a patch notes. We're gonna go through it, but this is from the VN server because they're gonna be updating to version 141 tomorrow. They're gonna be entering Season 4 Echoes of Descent. But before we get into this video, there is an important announcement I have to make regarding the VN server and the players. The Farlight Pass, if you're unaware of what it is basically a reward type system you get for making purchases through the Farlight store for AFK Journey that can be sent to your account. However, the problem is for VN players, they're unable to send these rewards to VN accounts. And so a global player by the name of Age Wisdom made a Reddit post bringing awareness about this issue, and also he has made a petition. So I'm going to leave a link to this Reddit post in the description of this video, but I thought this was an appropriate time to bring it up because we are basically benefiting right now from the VN server by going over the VN patch notes to get information for all of us. Okay, so here we have the SHAKIR Furious Howl. This is crazy. It's a Mythic Plus exclusive equipment of SHAKIR, which is called All Conquering. They are going to adjust it to have the level 3 and level 4, which means the plus 10 exclusive equipment and the plus 15 exclusive equipment to both be able to function exactly the same in battle. Basically, the level 4 plus 15 upgrade that we currently have, which I think is like the 700 energy threshold needed to cast your ultimate, that is now going to become his plus 10 exclusive equipment, and his plus 15 is going to be an additional bonus that we don't know what it is going to be, but basically it should not affect how the fight plays out. And this is massive news because for so long there's been a debate about plus 10 exclusive equipment SHAKIR versus plus 15. Should I upgrade him? But then it can compromise certain team formations, and then also the top teams and a lot of bosses are using plus 15 SHAKIR formations. It's not working for plus 10 SHAKIRs, and it's being like, it's just very confusing and difficult, and also it makes my life difficult having to show plus 10 SHAKIR teams, plus 15 SHAKIR teams. But I mean, I've adjusted to it. It doesn't bother me that much anymore. But this is great because now all you'll need is get your SHAKIR to plus 10, and then he is going to function in every single team lineup. That is basically going to be the idea, and probably it means that his plus 15 would be less of a priority to even enhance, but it depends on what type of bonus they're going to give him. I don't know what they're gonna give him. I would imagine it's not gonna be something game changing, but who knows? We're gonna have to wait and see about that. So I'm excited to see what his new plus 15 will be, but I'm most excited for the fact that everyone's gonna be having a SHAKIR that works exactly the same. So that's like, I mean, we've wanted this for a long time. Yeah, this is great. Okay, let's move on to another really important information. We're gonna have new Dream On bosses in the new season, and 3 of the old ones are gonna be removed. So say goodbye to Lone Gaze, Snow Stomper, and Orison. So the first thing that comes to mind when we're saying goodbye to these bosses, Orison was basically the only boss where Elsa, or even sometimes Lenya, were used in like maybe pre-endless, and now that Orison has been removed, they're gonna be less of a priority because they were basically only for that one team. Snow Stomper, this is a boss that Rainier has always shined in. So like now the Snow Stomper is being replaced, could it be possible that Rainier will not be as important? I would imagine for pre-endless bosses, Rainier is still going to be the top tier. But like for endless, Rainier was always using Snow Stomper, if I remember correctly. Apart from that, Lone Gaze. Lone Gaze is a boss where Harak dominated before we got to Mythic Plus Charms. And even after Mythic Plus Charms, he's actually still like, technically in the overall top team. So this is going to be a bit of a hit for Harak. Snow Stomper though specifically, this was basically the only boss where Cryonaya was far above all of the other teams. Like if you had Cryonaya, you're going to be able to get a higher score compared to other people who don't have Cryonaya. So that is an interesting point, that basically the one boss where Cryonaya shined the most is now going to be removed. So Cryonaya is even less of a priority, which is good news for a lot of people. And the bosses which are going to be added, 2 new bosses, Nocturne Judicator, which we had him as a Primal Lord, and we had a Midnight Hunter on our own team. I don't know if we're going to be able to have that golem basically fighting along with us, or we're just going to be facing the boss himself. But definitely interesting boss. Sigmund. So Sigmund, we actually have an image here that my viewer from the VN server showed to me. This is Sigmund, the king. I guess the king of the princess in the Chains of Eternity season. We're going to be facing him. But I feel like there was some moment in the story, I skipped through most of the story, so I don't really remember. But I feel like there was some moment where he got kind of possessed or became evil or something. So I wonder, are we going to just be facing like this like normal looking guy, or will he have some like evil possession. But either way, what I first thought about for Nocturne, and then we have Necrodrake, and let's quickly talk about Necrodrake. So Necrodrake is a boss where Harak was dominating because it is a mobility-based boss. If you have heroes which move around the map like Sonya, Harak, then they are going to dispel the debuff from themselves, and they're going to have maximum damage output. The heroes which remain stationary are not going to be as good. So like Shamira probably not going to be good for Necrodrake, but Harak is going to be good. So it's a boss that is good for Harak. Now, Nocturne Adjudicator, Sigmund, the thing that came to mind is these are both probably melee heroes. They're probably going to walk up to you like Orson, like Crystal Beetle. And in those teams, SHAKIR can actually get into a really nice position because he's able to basically draw the enemy boss towards your team, and then have SHAKIR can buff up all of your allies, even your ranged allies. So that is an advantage of having like mobility melee bosses that came to mind. But either way, this is interesting news, of course. The new Dream On bosses and also the ones which are going to be removed, and how it will impact everything. Okay, then we have a bit more information. Here's how the phases are going to be distributed. First phase will be 37 days, phase 2 will be 35 days, and then phase 3 will be the remainder up until the end of the season. Basically 5 weeks about, and then maybe 7 or 8 weeks for the final. And now, importantly, each phase will have its own season resonance level cap, and also they'll have its own AFK stages, like the maximum AFK stage for the season, for that phase. Then the different items are required to upgrade your resonance level in each phase. So for example, even if you push really hard in the first phase and you get a lot of materials, those materials are not going to carry over into phase 2. They're only going to be allowing you to rapidly max your level in phase 1. In phase 2, everyone's going to start kind of from an equal playing field, and then they're going to be able to grind up again. So that is good news. Basically, if people take a break, they can come back in a new phase and hopefully be able to compete competitively again. Okay, each phase has its own equipment level cap. And then finally, we have adding season AFK phase rankings that track the normal and infinite stages cleared each phase. Rankings are set at the end of the phase, and rewards are sent via mail. So this is the interesting point. We have had ranking before, like in the starter story, but there were never rewards for it, if I remember correctly. But now the rankings in your AFK stage are somehow going to be turned in and converted into rewards at the end of your phase. But this might be like settlement rewards, actually. Yeah, so I don't know exactly what this means, but I underlined in a key point of the next thing is that adding first clearance rewards, the first player on a server to reach a specific AFK stage will unlock a reward for all players on the server and receives extra rewards personally. So now there's actually competition, like who can make it to certain AFK stages as fast as possible, because you're actually going to get bonus rewards for yourself. I remember in Trial of Abyss, basically that's a really difficult game mode, but the player who made it to the specific stage, it got rewards for everyone, and everyone got equal rewards, even the player clearing it. But now you're going to get bonus rewards if you're going to be the person to clear it. But of course, there can only be one who gets that position. So hopefully the rewards are not too game breaking. But yeah. Anyway, overall, guys, these were the key patch notes. I'm not going to go through the entire patch note because a lot of it was not as important information. I picked out the most important information and I brought it to you guys because it's the most interesting. And then tomorrow we're going to have the new season on VN server, and then I'll make content actually in the season showing you in action. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. That is going to be it for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching it again. Do check out that Reddit link. I'm linking in the description and pinned comment to support the VN players. But thanks for watching, guys. That's going to be it for this one. If you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please smash that subscribe button. Also, feel free to join my AFK Journey Discord server. We have a bunch of active members. There's a link to the Discord server in the description of this video. And then finally, if you're thinking about making a purchase for AFK Journey, you can use my affiliate link to the official Farlight store for AFK Journey. The link in the description. And if you use this, no extra cost to you. You will support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.